like a shuffle. Indicators for my young. Isaac Hayes, Billy Ocean, but the old with the cane stick. Let my slippers at the function. It's hard to run the Gucci slides. That bet you said you didn't never. I'm a stab, no. Jackie Chan, no travel. Can't clean it with the beat. Dripping from the. No, Lord, not me. I can never be the one you want to stuff for. Money, that machine. The bell got my stove. R.I.P. the times that I was broke. Acting like a 9/11 folks. Matte back, looking clean. Dead president and I'm a local. Cooking up canard. Waiting for the antidote. Running out of time. Pictures thinner than a pantyhose.
Over here and empty your pockets. I don't do that. In my prison, when you do what I tell you to do. Get over here. He's gonna get this.
One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling.
Okay. Pocket too big, they sumo. Pulling card like Uno. Flip like judo. You act too kudo. You and no Chad Hugo. Pocket too big, they sumo. 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 Pull card like Uno. Flip like judo. You act too kudo. You and no Chad Hugo. Pocket too big, they sumo. 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 Tell me who the hottest that you know. If it ain't me, you. Curry gets the flame calling Prince Zuko. Swimming through the money like a flounder. Hold up. I just want the knowledge and the power. Hold up. Why the looking at me sour? Eat it like chowder. Rada. Never gave a about $1. More money, me, more problems. Pray for me to fall like autumn. Cause I got it on my own.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the StubHub Center, 20 miles south of downtown L.A. I'll tell you, you wouldn't think 30,000 people could make this noise. That's half the size of a normal NFL stadium, but this is no normal crowd. They are ready to go as their Chargers get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now Gino on first down, eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, tried to start it out with a bang, but it's second down. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He finds Beckham complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The result, a first down as the quick slant gets him 14. Now Gordon on first down. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
From the 50, it's Smith. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's caught inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On second down, here's Smith. Caught by Allen. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get him.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. They go play action here on first down. An incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. gun. Keenum. And incomplete here on third down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Returning, it's Benjamin. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
To throw on second down is Smith. Slant route caught by Edelman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there at 22. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Geno now to throw. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And now running right through it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Von Miller in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Off of play action, here's Smith. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, and it's 3rd down.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session, but coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though, such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
And he'll have his man, that's Edelman. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. Already he's top 50 receiving yards in this first quarter, and he's got a first down. Smith now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 10, Smith again. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now Smith. Flush to his right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Von Miller in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis. And the first play will be a field goal try. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Hands down! Hands down! Hey, go Roger! Very left, very left! Hands down! Hey, go Roger!
Now a carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Let's go, let's go! Very left, very left! Let's go, Roger!
They'll run with Darkwa. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Keenum. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Off the play fake, Keenum. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Keenum now on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Darkwa. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Melvin Ingram able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. A shotgun snap for Smith. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Smith. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Now Geno. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The Chargers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Back to throw, Smith. Flushed out right. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Geno Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy at his side,
and he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Brandon Mebane coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. Sanders has it over the middle. A good pick up there of 20 yards. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Keenum now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Play action. Now it's Keenum. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The final shot before half for Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Returning it, Carlos Henderson. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sanders. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Keenum to Sanders for the Denver first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Down. Hey, go, Roger.
Throwing on first down is Keenum. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Hayes Pollard coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Roger. Down.
Off play action. Keenum. Now he steps away. And he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. Room here to run. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. It's a big play. Keenum to Thomas. 51 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27.
Hey, go, Roger. 22. Hey, orange.
They'll fake the give. Now Keenum. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The tight end Julius Thomas, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Hey, go, Roger.
Back to the air. Keenum on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one goes for 24 yards.
Hey, go, Roger.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Buying time to his left, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Case Keenum, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It was Eric Reed in on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Flag 32. Flag 32.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to look deep for his running back, Gordon. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So the Broncos coming out now. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Throwing is Keenum. Over the middle, complete. That's Sanders. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A very solid gain of 27. Keenum now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first down, Keenum. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Darquan. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Corey Liggett makes the stop.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Third and short, it's Booker. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on third and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
Keenum going for it on 4th. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from taking the lead. Now McManus for the extra point. McManus's point after is good, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Smith. He'll buy some time right. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. Brandon Marshall, the linebacker, able to make the play defensively. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And take it right on the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And coming out now, the Broncos. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Melvin Ingram in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. On play action, it's Keenum. This is going to be caught by Cortland Sutton, the rookie from SMU. And down to the 11. A huge play there for Denver. And even 50 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Booker on 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Devontae Booker, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year. And then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. Smith now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, LA! Odell Beckham with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. So now a big play coming up as the Chargers are going to go for 2. Throwing again is Smith. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. On the return is Henderson. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Demaryius Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
Man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now Gino on first down. Allen's got it over the middle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not going to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains. Call
it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. On first down, Smith. They find some open field here. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. To throw on second down is Smith. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's at this stage of the game.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Hey, we got three down.
Now Smith. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Edelman there, and that takes us from second to third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Now it's Smith. Being chased out left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Smith. And that is incomplete. Edelman was the intended target, and now it's second down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So down only 2 now. Still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. To his knee goes Keenum, and that should be the ball game. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Denver, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the home team here, add another